The news at this hour begins in West Africa, where we understand Nigeria's first indigenous chartered accountant, Akintola Williams, is dead. Williams, fondly referred to as the doyen of accounting, died at the age of 104. Sources say Williams died at his house in Lagos, Nigeria, on Monday. He was a founding member and first president of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, ICAN. The graduate of accounting at the University of London was born in 1919. Alesta Wilcox, chair, ICAN Lagos and District Society, joins me to speak on the legacy of Akintola Williams. Thank you so much for your time, Alesta.
Thank you for having me. It's my utmost pleasure at this trying time of our in the profession. It's quite instructive that I should be your guest this afternoon.
All right, so let's get straight to it. Let's talk about the impact Akintola has had in the financial sector in Nigeria, being one of the pioneers. What's your take?
Well, because this news broke out this morning, and the institute had not given an official statement, so I'm not speaking for the institute. I want to restrict my appearance here to just as an analyst on your program, because I expect that the institute, that is the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria, will have given a proper press statement on this. As a matter of fact, on all platforms, we're still arguing, is it true or not? But since you are a formidable news channel, I want to believe that the story is true, and as such, let me pay my condolence to the families and friends and the entire accounting world, not just in Nigeria, accounting world as a whole, on the demise of this of a legend in the person of Akintola Williams, who we understand joined the Saint Triumphant this morning. Pa, as we normally call him, it's like you said, is the doyen. We regard them as the doyen, the brain, the creme de la creme of the accountancy profession, because these are men that took it upon themselves to bring home the accountancy profession and to institutionalize it in Nigeria. He is the pioneer president of ICAN, in fact, the founding father, because before 1965, there was no body that regulates accountants in Nigeria. Everybody depended on what happens in England. Most of them were graduates from England, qualified in England, and England determines what happens. But this man came back home and bring the institute home, bring the profession home. And today, from a very humble beginning in 1965, I don't know how many members, I can't remember how many members they were, today to over 60,000 members of a noble profession like the accounting profession, with all the impact it has made in the country. So it's a man that we should salute. It's a man that we should honor. It's a man that we should immortalize his legacies, so that upcoming generation will know that such a great man passed through this country and made such a great impact, so that it will be a referral point to so many people who are coming to also emulate and make their own contribution.
I mean, Akintola has been very vocal concerning the economic situation in Nigeria. He has even often chaired some reforms and had been very, very vocal on some of them. In spite of his enormous contribution, however, we still see that the economy is still below par in the country. What do you think has been the missing link? And can you just maybe state some of the financial legacies he has laid down, that has served as a blueprint for the country?
Well, I'm not aware that Akintola served in any direct government agency. He was not in politics. He was not elected, nor appointed as either minister or what. But he concentrated himself on his profession, what he loved most to do, and at every point in time, he has offered his service in quasi-government establishment, boards, and parastatals, offering his services, offering his advices over time, and until maybe when age caught up with him that he could no longer do such things. But right from his prime, Akintola was known to have made his mark in terms of giving advices, quality advices, providing guidance, providing solutions to various problems. Well, I will not say that there are missing links. Look, the entire world system is dynamic. yesterday's problem cannot be, yesterday's solution may not be relevant for today's problem. As at the time Akintola was offering his advices, I mean, we wouldn't say that that those advices didn't get ground. For instance, the accountants, the accountancy profession is a profession that is there to provide guidance. And of course, without the accountancy profession that Akintola pioneered, without ICAN that Akintola pioneered in Nigeria, so many things will have gone wrong. Today, we have trained manpowers that help in either public and private sector in bringing about accountability, in bringing about transparency, in bringing about a quality financial statement that people can rely upon. Look, it's not only about government, also private sector. Today, it is the service that the accountants provide that you have a viable stock stock exchange. It's because of the service the accountants provide that you have a lot of improvement in the corporate world. Yes, we have challenges in the economy, and it's not only accountants that give economic advices. Everybody, politicians, lawyers, everybody give advices. And so yesterday's problem cannot be used to equate to today's challenges. The world is dynamic, and each man comes and plays his own role and move on. But Akintola has served, and creditably, very meritoriously. He was not found wanting in any of his. I'm not aware that he was found wanting in any of the assignment that he took, nor had any finger pointed at him for poor advice or poor financial statement or whatever. He is a man that stood out creditably in offering services, in doing the things that he knows how to do best, and does it to the best of his ability, as long as age could carry him, until he became too old not to be able to be in the limelight any longer.
All right, now let's talk about his impact directly on ICAN. We understand that, of course, his contribution has been super enormous. Can you just highlight some of those impacts on ICAN? And, just as a follow-up, what do you think as an institution he will be remembered for?
Well, that he pioneered the establishment of ICAN in Nigeria is enough legacy. That he's also part of the pioneer members of the auditing profession. Remember, he has his firm, Akintola Williams and Co., that later, due to globalization, becomes Deloitte, and which is one of the big four accounting firms today. So he pioneered it. So you see, one cannot put Akintola's achievements in a short interview. I mean, this is a kind of crass interview. I mean, you just called me up to talk about. Akintola is somebody I can talk about in a hurry. You need to go deep down to literature to really establish, to really educate people on who Akintola is. Now, I can't hold him very dearly. In fact, the nation hold him very. Remember, he's a commander of the Federal Republic, CFRO. He's also a member, a commander of the British Empire. I think he's also a CBE. So this is a man that has made marks in various areas. I will not be able to list one by one, but the fact that a man pioneered the establishment of an institution that today is a household name that provides manpower, trained manpower over time in providing services to both corporate and private institutions. Some of us will have been in our villages if not for the fact that somebody provided this platform called ICAN for us to come in and excel. Maybe we'll not be hard. Maybe I will not be on your program. That alone is more than enough legacy. That alone has provided income, source of income, quality source of income to millions of people, both directly and indirectly. So that alone is, for me, the biggest legacy, no matter what other things. And he remained active for a very long time, even when he left practice. When his firm due to globalization becomes Deloitte, and he couldn't be a partner and all that, he was still there offering advices. In ICAN, we have what they call body of past presidents. So every president that has served ICAN is in that body. And Akintola has been a member of that body. So he brings guidance, even when he cannot do certain things, he still brings guidance. We differ to him on issues. When there are crises, when there are serious issues, we differ to him. And he brings that counsel to bear. So we can't talk about this man in a hurry, sincerely.
All
It
right.
will take a whole generation to talk about this man and to what impact that he has done. We
All
are
right.
proud of him and we want to keep his legacy and we'll keep that legacy that he does. So in ICAN, ICAN is proud of him. The nation is proud of him. That's why the nation has honored him with honors and what various honors that we cannot categorize in this program.
All
So
right.
we respect him and we regard him. And as he has joined the Saints Triumph, we pray that God will grant him rest, internal rest that he much desired. Because at 104, it was becoming very, very difficult to continue in this part of the country of eternity. So we thank God that he transmutes peacefully, and God should grant him rest and grant fortitude to all his families, all the accountancy profession worldwide. It's not just a Nigerian thing; it's a worldwide, worldwide movement. So that we hope have the fortune to bear the great loss.
All right, Alesta, thank you so much for your time.
It's always my pleasure. Anytime. Thank you.